Hi guys, it's Lara. Thank you so much for watching and welcome back to my channel. Today it's gonna be a chatty video. Very often people ask me, how did you go vegan? Was it difficult? How did you switch to cruelty-free and vegan products? And then I thought, why not film a video about it? So I'm gonna share with you my story. Why did I go vegan? How did I do it? And I think it's gonna be more parts because there are several aspects that I wanna talk about. So if that's something you're interested in, then please keep watching. I was brought up in a society where consuming animal products was absolutely normal. Everyone was wearing fur and leather, and anyone else has been looked at as a freak. I still went vegetarian for a while. However, even though I hate admitting it, it was not exactly for the ethical reasons. So it was just a diet back then for me. I even switched for a short period of time to animal-based diet again. However, I started questioning everything and I started looking into the animal cruelty and into the health side and environmental issues. And once I learned about all this, I was like, holy moly, what was I endorsing? So I couldn't live with that anymore. And I have decided to go vegan. Since I do not intend to turn this video into a lecture of how to go vegan, I will link down below several sources that you can look up in your own time. So I'm just gonna share my story about how it felt, how it was, what were the steps. I decided to go vegan because of the environmental issue, because of the health issue, and especially because of the cruelty. I just could not justify consuming animal products anymore because I felt really horrible once I learned the truth. And that was definitely a turning point in my life where I knew from now on I'm gonna be vegan, there's no going back. Another question that I'm being asked very often after I explained why I went vegan is, was it difficult? So I did not find it difficult at all because I was so determined, and nowadays there's so much information online. Also, many companies are producing vegan products. Many non-vegan companies recognize the demand for vegan products, so they introduce at least a few vegan products into their product line. So it is so much easier than it used to be. I think if I went vegan years ago, it might have been more difficult, but nowadays it was actually all right. What I found quite difficult though were the things that came with the switch. The feelings, sometimes even the people. So for example, at the beginning I started looking into every single product that we had at home, and I found out which products had animal ingredients in them. I was quite shocked how many these were, and also these were sometimes products where I would actually not necessarily expect any animal ingredients. So it only confirmed how strong the industry actually is. And I felt really overwhelmed sometimes, especially when I was looking for some replacement, because sometimes you don't find the information immediately. Also, when you have stuff that you decide to use up before you purchase a new product, before you replace it with a vegan product, which is mostly the case with cosmetics, you always have to think back, like, why did I buy that? What did I endorse with it? And then all the pictures ran through my head that I have seen in the documentaries. So there was some anger and guilt involved at the beginning. But my recommendation to anyone who is right there at this stage, when you feel guilty and angry at yourself, stop right there. You can't blame yourself forever. You can only go forward. You already made the right decision. Be kind also to yourself. Nobody's perfect. Just take it step by step in your own pace. You'll get there. But please do not blame yourself. You're not a bad person. People reacted very differently to my going vegan. My parents will probably never understand why I went vegan. They can't imagine a life without consuming animal products, which makes me sad, but I can't force them. Our son also doesn't really think highly of a vegan diet, and I will not gonna force him. Plus, he already moved out. He's an adult, so he has his own life, and that's a decision he has to make on his own. I will also not force my dog eating vegan because I believe that if he would live free, he would eat a diet where he would consume partially animal products and partially plant-based products. So this is the diet he's getting. there were some people who felt suddenly extremely aggressive about learning that we were vegan. Now, I was never a person who would go out and say, you have to be vegan because I'm vegan now. Not at all. Because I'm totally aware that I consumed so many animal products in my life that when a person who is 20 would go vegan, at their 20s, they would spare so many animals pain and death because they did it earlier than I ever did. So I'm not judgmental about people not being vegan at all. But there are always people who feel like they have to defend themselves once they find out that you're vegan. So for example, you are somewhere having dinner with friends and you're ordering something and there's the waitress and you ask her, can I have it without the animal products? Is there a possibility to make it vegan? And then the questions start. And there's always the one person who will kind of feel very strong about them not being vegan, and they will lecture you how unhealthy vegan diet is, which is of course bullshit. It's actually the opposite. And who will tell you that this is stupid, it makes no sense, you can't be 100% vegan. Anyway, which is something I actually do agree with, because there is no way you can do everything perfect. Honestly, if I had, let's say, a car accident, the very last thing on my mind would be whether the medicine that they're gonna give me was tested on animals, whether it's vegan, because I think there would be the survival instinct that would take over everything in your life at that moment, because I would not want to die, period. And I strongly believe every single sane person on earth has this survival instinct and would act accordingly. However, I did not have a car accident. I'm also not stranded on the famous deserted island. And yes, plants have feelings too, but there is a huge difference between plucking a fresh spinach and slaughtering a baby calf. So I think we can eliminate that. But you will always have these people. I think the best thing you can do is to either ignore them if possible and just try to stir the conversation somewhere else, or just make it clear, look, I understand this is nothing for you, but please respect my decision. I respect your lifestyle. Let's just leave it at that. This is not a discussion we want to have. Let's just have a nice evening and leave it at that. If the person keeps getting aggressive, then just, there is always the option. Apparently, it's not a friend, because a friend would respect your decision. So that's how I see it. Let's not forget the vegan police. There's always also the vegans. From the moment on, you will start labeling yourself as a vegan, or you will explain you decided to go vegan. There will always be someone who's gonna feel like you're not doing your best. This is not good enough, you're not vegan enough, or for whatever reason, you're not vegan. Now, if you look at the definition, what it means being vegan, it is about trying to do your best, to your best ability and to your best knowledge, to avoid animal cruelty. It never said anything about being perfect. So don't feel bad about being criticized by people like that, because it is a big change and it can be more difficult in some countries, because some countries have a little bit stronger animal industry and they have fewer vegan products. So please just ignore that. Go in your own pace, do it step by step, because that's the only thing you can do. And at the end of the day, I don't think the animal gives a fuck why it didn't die today. It just cares that it didn't die. So if you're a bad vegan in the eyes of a person A, I don't think the calf that didn't have to die would care about it. I think they would be like, okay, whatever. But in general, what I have experienced is that when people start asking you about your being vegan, it is not necessarily meant in a bad way. Sometimes people really don't understand and they just want to know how you see it, what is your perspective, because they want to learn. So I'm always willing to talk about it in a very polite and not aggressive way, unless the people will get aggressive to me, then I'm not gonna be nice back. I'm just gonna end the discussion. But in general, I think people just want to know about it and to learn about it. So I'm always very open about that. I'm also always willing to forward some information, just like the stuff that I have linked down below in the description box, and then they can build their own opinion. Because I feel like you can't really force people going vegan if they're not there yet in their mind. It's no good to throwing facts at them with a force. They have to do it in their own pace, because that's the only way how to make the switch in a sustainable way, in my opinion. I'm not saying that's how it is, but this is my personal opinion. And I think I'm just gonna leave it at that. I will definitely film the further videos where I'm gonna talk about food and cosmetics and clothing and hair color and stuff. So I would suggest, if you have in general questions when it comes to going vegan, please write them in the comments, because then I can incorporate them in my future videos. And I will also create a playlist for this series. And I hope that you enjoyed today's video. So if you did, don't forget to give the video a thumb up. You can also share it with anyone who you think might be interested in this subject. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you didn't yet. That would definitely make my day. And I've also listed several things in the description box. So first, the different sources for reasons why to go vegan. There's also all of my Instagram accounts, current discount codes, any music that I use in my videos is also always listed down below. I also have a few affiliate links down below, but please, no pressure. And I will also link down below several videos or playlists that I already have that I think might be interesting for you. And thank you so much for watching. I love you guys so much, and I'm looking forward to seeing you with my next video. Bye!